Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast. I'm Robert Scrivener.
And I'm Gayla Scrivener.
We left the 9-to-5 grind, downsized, and our goal is to have freedom to live and to work from just about anywhere. Well,
we're back.
We are.
Another episode of the Been There Doing That podcast.
If you're just joining us, welcome.
Yeah.
If you're not, welcome anyway.
Yes. We're glad that you tolerate us.
Well,
we are pleased that you listen and follow us. Our last episode, we ended up leaving Overland Expo a little bit earlier than we anticipated.
Yes, we did.
And we also spent the night at a Walmart parking lot in the cab of the Jeep.
Not in the front seat.
Yeah, not in the rooftop tent.
Yeah, we didn't fold out the tent in the Walmart parking lot.
I think that would be shunned upon. Actually, I would be more scared there in the tent than
in the forest?
In the forest with a lot of bears.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I see your point. I see your point.
When we would take the RV out and parked the big old 38-foot RV in a Walmart parking lot, I was uneasy. And we had locks on the door. Mm-hmm. A rooftop tent just has zippers.
Well, there is that.
But we had booked an AirBNB after the Overland Expo. We booked it for Tuesday and Wednesday night because you have to spend 2 nights at a place to have 1 full day of work. Mm-hmm. And when we booked the Airbnb using their Wi-Fi connection,
yes,
we were thinking we would still get to stay there
that Sunday night.
Right, so that we could have a place. But no.
The news came and said everybody must leave. Hence
the sleeping in the vehicle. But that's okay. We understand.
Yeah, it was because of rain. They didn't want anybody stuck there in the rain.
Yes, and we didn't want to inconvenience them.
And it rained for the next couple days.
Yes.
3 days.
I was so glad to have that Airbnb. We hung around town, Arden. Did laundry, went to a coffee shop, got a wonderful notification that we could check in early. Instead of 4, I think we got there probably about 2:30ish.
No, we got the notification at 2, and we got there about 3:30.
Okay, whatever.
We checked in 30 minutes early.
Still,
yeah,
it was a welcoming message to be able to check in early. I loved that little place that you found.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It was nice.
It was a little cottage.
A cabin, 14 by 20 foot, something like that. Small.
Very small. You walk in, it was all to ourselves. This was the first Airbnb that it wasn't attached to somebody's home or wasn't in somebody's home.
Well, it's our 3rd one, so we're experienced now.
Yeah. And you walk into this cute little cabin, and it was painted turquoise, which is my favorite color.
Well, you're welcome also. I just happened to pick that one out for you. And it was pet friendly.
Wi-Fi, everything like that.
Had a bed, out of the rain.
Had a shower.
Small shower, but it was working. 7 gallons.
Yeah, small hot water tank.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But the shower was nice size. You walk in, and there was a little love seat to your right. And if you go straight, you go up the stairs. But to the right was a little living area. Then you move forward, there was a little closet and then a bar area that goes into the kitchen. The bar area was the office area. The kitchen was very nice. Had a little refrigerator. It had hot plate. It had a microwave. We never use a microwave, so I don't even know.
Convection oven.
And a convection oven. A little sink. And then the bathroom.
How about we post some pictures?
We need to.
Yeah.
Go to our website, to this blog post,
and
you'll see the gallery of pictures. And then the bathroom.
If you're already on the website, you've already seen them.
Yes. The bathroom had just a stand-up shower, toilet, and a sink. But then you go upstairs, and there was a bed. I think it was queen size, maybe.
It was comfortable.
and it was a mattress on the floor because you couldn't have it on a frame or anything because the ceilings were so low.
Now, you couldn't stand up upstairs.
No.
That's how low it was.
Yeah. And
But you only sleep up there anyway.
yeah, you didn't walk around upstairs. You kind of crawled on all fours.
Yeah.
And the stairs getting up to it was
Steep,
and
curvy.
yeah, but it was great for us.
Yeah. We're young and nimble.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah. So steep and curvy's all right.
But we knew that based off the reviews and the description beforehand. But it gave us a lot of ideas for like the dream cabin I would like.
Well, there you go.
A layout, size-wise.
Try before you build.
Yeah, because I think those things come in kits.
I think they just bought a shed and converted it.
I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
They could have, but I don't think so.
All right.
Our stay there was, I thought, fantastic. But when we arrived, it was raining. The next day, what was that? That was a Tuesday. We worked all day.
All day.
All day.
Didn't go outside.
At all.
Only time we went out to let Oscar out.
Yeah, we kind of scooted him out.
He didn't want to go out then because it was raining.
It was. And so there's really nothing exciting there except worked all day.
Yeah.
And then as we were working, it was like, we have to check out tomorrow. I'm not really ready to leave.
So
We
looked at the forecast.
and it was going to be really terrible camping
And
conditions.
when we put the tent away, it was dry.
And I
So
just hated to bring it out just to get wet again. So we saw that it was available yet another evening. And so we sent a message to the landlord
yeah.
is the proper word. And she said it was available. She did whatever she needed to do to add a day. And that was fantastic.
We
So
stayed an extra day.
We stayed an extra day to check out on Thursday morning versus Wednesday morning.
But Wednesday we did go out. Got groceries.
We were starving.
And we were hangry. Got gas, and we was ready to leave on Thursday morning.
We wanted to pack because the forecast said in that area that there was going to be freezing rain.
Winter weather advisory.
Mm-hmm. And we did not want to, the driveway into the little cabin was very, very steep.
Steep and slick.
And so we packed up fairly early in the evening to leave out early on Thursday. Packed up most things in anticipation for
freezing rain.
And then there was a second parking area that was up the hill a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved the Jeep up there.
And that was it was nice.
It was nice. We woke up that Thursday morning, and I woke up extremely early because
she's ready to go.
Well, I wanted to do a little bit more work, but I tuckered out the evening before and I didn't wash dishes. So
that's right. We had to clean the house before we left.
I wanted to kind of tidy up before we left because, it's different than a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You
feel like you ought to clean up after yourself.
You really should. You really should. Because you're going into somebody else's home space, home area. So be mindful and respectful. So we did the laundry and not laundry. I stripped the bed.
Dishes.
Yeah. I stripped
Took
the
the
bed
linens off the bed.
and piled them up where it's easy access for them. And
took out the trash.
Did the dishes and crammed in just a tiny bit more work before we left. And
you must like that work.
No, not really, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
And then we were on our way, but to our delight, there was no freezing rain.
No freezing rain.
It was just rain.
Which it rained for a long time that day.
It did. We got on the road before checkout at 10.
Oh, way before.
Yeah.
It was 8 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah, we were...
Ish. 8 o'clock in the morning.
We were on our way, and our course was set toward... where was it set toward?
Southwest. We wanted to go down south, stay warmer.
And you were looking at weather bugs so that we wouldn't be camping in rain.
Yes.
So we ended up in Georgia.
Yeah, Blairsville, Georgia.
Oh, yes, Blairsville also had a library.
Yes, because you had a video call.
I had a video call, and so we set the course the night before to go toward Blairsville, and you found free camping right outside of Blairsville.
I think it was about a 20-minute drive.
In Chattahoochee National Forest?
Chattahoochee Oconee, I think, National Forest.
And so we successfully made it to Blairsville.
Yeah.
We were starving. Why are we hungry so often? It's like
It's
it
a
happens
necessary evil to
several
have to
times a day.
And it all starts tasting the same after a while.
Yeah. So we grabbed a quick bite to eat and went over, had about 45 minutes to an hour to spare before my call. And I went into the library, set up everything, got my earphones going, and had a great call, great internet there at the library.
Mm-hmm.
Got out there. You stayed in the Jeep, sucked down their internet from the parking lot.
Yeah, I was watching YouTube videos, catching up on all the stuff I missed in the parking lot.
I did not want to have the video call in the Jeep.
I understand.
I wanted to have a little bit more professional look behind me, even though it was a library. I just...
Yeah, well...
we have things
an
dangling
image
in
to uphold.
There are things dangling in the background.
By carabiners.
By carabiners that I didn't want... it didn't look that professional.
Okay.
So, then we went to find the campground in the National Forest, and the coordinates weren't quite right.
Let's see. They were off by, I'd say, at least a half a mile.
Yeah. But
at least.
Because at first we were like, there's nothing here.
I'm not going there.
So we did find... just going down the road a little bit further, we found our
flat spot with a
fire ring
and a little wooden bridge that's freshly built
right next to a trail. It was really nice.
I'm trying to think of the name of that trail. Something.
Not Cusco.
Nope, not that.
I didn't write it down.
I've got a picture of it.
Okay.
We'll post it. How's that? Mm-hmm.
We were able to do some filming. I don't believe we had any service there.
No service whatsoever on Verizon.
We entertained ourselves. We ate.
Went to bed early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When it gets dark at 4:30 or 5 and there's no solar and you can't recharge things, you only have so much time on electronic stuff. What else is there to do? Besides, I got up at 4 a.m. 4:30 or 5 looked pretty good.
Yeah, and it was still dark.
Did you talk on ham radio that night?
I did not. You know why?
You were exhausted?
It was cold.
That's the reminder.
Yep.
When I got out of the library at Blairsville, you looked at me and
I said, we need to go to Walmart or somewhere that has...
hand warmers.
Yeah.
We need to go now because this is going to be the coldest night.
The coldest night we've spent in the tent.
Ever spent in the tent. Ever. And I looked at you like with the beard.
Serious?
Just like, okay.
Serious? Yeah, I'm serious.
Are you serious? So we went to Walmart, found bulk packaging of the hand warmers.
And you are so happy.
We spent our coldest night outside of Blairsville in our tent, and it was like 10 degrees.
10 degrees Fahrenheit.
I woke up the next day, and I was okay.
You were happy.
I was happy. A lot happier than one of those cold nights at Overland Expo.
And it was only in the 20s, too. Just imagine what hand warmers does.
Going to the hunting section and getting those hand warmers, put one in each sock and one in each glove, or I rotated them from my gloves to my pocket.
I just went to one in each pocket and one in each sock.
I was layered up, and we had lots of layers of blankets. But I went ahead.
Well, that helps.
I had my long johns on, a long john shirt and undershirt, or pants and undershirt, my pants, my regular shirt, and then my pajama fleece that are way too big for me, but I put over my clothes because it's like wearing a blanket, and 2 pairs of socks with those warmers.
Yeah.
And I didn't pull out those, what are those called?
I don't know.
Those little shoes that I've been wearing.
Oh, Crocs?
Yeah, I didn't pull those out.
They got a bunch of holes in them.
But I couldn't fit my feet, like in the middle of the night when I had to go out because we went to bed so gosh darn early.
Yeah.
I did not.
I don't know. You went blank there?
I did. I needed to go outside to the bathroom about 9:30, but I couldn't fit my feet in my tennis shoes.
Too many layers?
So I put my feet in your shoes and clonked out there. Luckily we're alone in the forest because I must have been a sight because I also had like earmuffs on and all that stuff. So that was an adventure, and I woke up fairly warm. The morning.
Fairly warm. You were toasty.
I was toasty, and there was ice droplets on top of the tent. But we ended up getting up and heading out fairly early
because we were
motivated.
And the sun came out that day too.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on down that road, Wolf Creek
Pass.
No.
Oh,
that's in Colorado.
Oh.
Wolf Creek Road. And there was 3 more campsites that we logged.
Yeah, we logged those. That was great.
And then
so we know where to go next time.
And let's see, we just took it out, and it came out by Vogel State Park.
Yeah.
In Georgia. And there was frost on the mountains. Looked cool.
It was beautiful. And we took some really nice scenic roads toward Alabama because we needed to get closer.
Had to get there when we chop.
Because by now it was Friday.
And Friday means you had a phone call.
I had a phone call. So I have a phone call every Friday with a client, and I needed to be in cell service.
Mm-hmm.
And so we found a gas station and we just stayed put, and I took the call and cranked up the computer right about at that time, and then we were on our way again.
Yeah.
And we found our next campsite. It was a free one.
Well, we like free.
We do like free. Free 99.
Free 99. Yeah, it's free 00. And then it was, let's see, it was an uneventful trip from Blairsville to, we stopped in Ellijay. That's where we stopped at and made your phone call.
Yes.
And then we boogied on over to Stevenson, Alabama.
Yes.
Are you saying yes because...
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, because I am right?
Sure.
Okay. Stevenson, Alabama to Racoon Creek Wildlife Management Area.
Yes. That was basically in town.
Well, it was right on the Tennessee River.
Right next to the bridge.
Yeah.
And the camping facilities ended up being a field.
A field that just got, some say bush hogged or brush hogged.
Yeah.
Last Thursday.
And
the Thursday before we got there, and we was there on a
Friday.
There you go.
And it was kind of soggy. And I was like, oh, I'm so used to trees, and there are no facilities.
None whatsoever.
And I was a little bit disappointed. And there was another camper there. And I was like, oh. I'm so used to not sharing space.
But that's okay. Not seeing our neighbors.
That's okay. That's okay. You parked. I wanted to park close to the tree line, but you tried to go back there.
And it was soggy.
Very, very soggy. So what we did was move a little closer to our neighbor, but still far enough away that we weren't intruding on their space.
Yep. Got to stay away.
And we unpacked, and it was a fairly nice day, fairly nice afternoon. We had internet, and so I worked a little
4G. LTE.
Because we were so close to town. And then our neighbor came over.
Introduced
herself. Her name was Angela. She was from
Dallas, Texas.
And she was traveling back there from the Smoky Mountains, wasn't it? Oh, no,
Chattanooga.
Not
Chattahoochee.
And so I was okay to be neighbors with her. It was very nice. She was in a nice little van.
Class B.
With her cat.
17-year-old cat.
It was going to be another chilly night, so we used those hand warmers again.
It was, and it was very, very foggy.
Yes, when we woke up, it was foggy. I didn't want to get up. Didn't want to, but we had to. And heard activity outside.
Oh,
Lots of
gunfire,
some...
No riots or anything.
No.
People talking,
You were
cars
saying,
going by.
You're saying, well, it is deer season. It is deer season. We got up and we're getting ready, and the game warden came by and was talking to you.
Hey, y'all doing any duck hunting? I was like, no.
No, so it's duck season.
It was youth duck season.
And that was good. It didn't bother us, and it's a big wildlife management area. It wasn't like bullets were blazing or whizzing by. And we got ready, and we needed to leave.
Yeah.
So we packed up
early. It was early, 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock. We was already on the road.
Mm-hmm. And we had decided that our next spot would be Merriweather Lewis Campground in Tennessee.
Which we love that spot.
We love that spot. And then we were going to opt for a very long last day of travel. So
driving.
We left to go to Tennessee, and that was a 4-hour drive from Alabama to Merriweather Lewis?
Yeah, 3 to 4, something like that.
But on our way, we were getting close to Huntsville.
Huntsville.
And we were so close to the Unclaimed Baggage Store.
We were ways away from Huntsville. We just started on our journey. It was still 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I think that unclaimed baggage thing is around this area. You looked at 7:58 and checked our website. It says they're closed.
Oh, yeah.
Then you rechecked it at 8 o'clock, and they're open. Hey, it's only 6 miles away. We got to go.
Yes.
See, I'll set you straight.
Set me straight.
So we was there when they just opened.
And we pulled into the parking lot to go in because, it had to be an experience. We've seen it for the last several years.
Since 2012.
And we've known about it, but we've never made the trip. Since we were 6 miles away, that day was the day.
It had to have been the day.
We got out, and somebody approached Robert.
Yeah.
And he said,
hey, did you build that coil? I said, yes, I did.
He was the only person on this whole trip that knew what that PVC pipe with coil wrapped around it with little alligator clips on it.
Yep.
What is it again?
It is an inductance coil to tune an antenna for ham radio.
And you showed him your stuff and your setup. You guys were talking.
Yeah.
Talking it up.
They from Tishomingo. We just like saying that word.
And I spoke to his wife a little bit, and she's not a ham evangelist. And I said, oh, your husband's a ham evangelist. And she's like, that's a funny word. And I told her, about our travel. And they had very similar interests and everything. So we had a delightful conversation.
Yeah, they were normal people, too.
And I think he wins the prize on knowing
thing. One guy thought it was a water heater.
Really?
You put water in it and the coils heat up, and it's just.
I didn't hear that, but
for
the past 6 to 7 weeks out and about, we had one person in Hot Springs run out of a restaurant as we were getting into our Jeep.
I could not enjoy my patty melt without knowing what this thing is.
Yes. So our Jeep is an oddity.
Well, parts of it is.
Wonderful. Yeah. But we went into the Unclaimed Baggage Store, and that's quite an experience. I was overwhelmed.
7,000 new items a day.
I was overwhelmed. Didn't know where to start. But we managed to find a few things.
Took off running and to the right and made a big loop. And wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had a great time. And after that, we made our way to Merriweather Lewis Campground.
That was, I think, a 150-mile-ish day.
Mm-hmm.
We were done driving by noon.
And that felt good. We could have gone further, but the free campsites we knew about closer to home were way too far away, and it would have been dark by that time. And so I am so glad we stopped at Merriweather Lewis.
Yep.
That's the third time we've stayed there. It's luxurious.
Well, the first 2 times we also had Sprint for a service carrier.
Right.
And no service.
Right. This time they had service.
But was with Verizon.
And it wasn't real strong enough to get a lot accomplished, but we could surf the web a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lovely time. The temperature was perfect. It wasn't that humid.
It was was all around perfect.
That campground has paved spots. Yes, we are used to being more primitive.
Mm-hmm.
But for a free camp spot that could accommodate RVs and any type of
They had
tents.
Class A's to ground tents.
Mm-hmm. And they have a bathroom with flushing.
Not a vaulted toilet either.
It's
it was
flushing.
actual flushing.
And fairly close to our campsite was potable water.
Yeah.
So it's a more of a regular campground without electricity.
No showers.
But for free.
But it is free.
It's luxurious
off the
for free.
Natchez Trace Parkway.
Mm-hmm. It's a great, it's first come, first serve.
Yep.
And it was fairly empty. And that night was a very mild night. I'd call it perfect.
Yeah.
Temperature-wise.
Temperature-wise, it was perfect. I did not get cold, did not sweat.
We didn't use the hand warmers.
Didn't have wind, no rain.
Mm-mm. And when we woke up, the tent was fairly dry. It wasn't very dewy.
Dewy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was. We were ready to go. We got up really early, and we're out of there by 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, on the road by 7:30 a.m.
A.m. and booked it pretty much a lot faster than what we normally drive.
Yeah, we drove 408.8 miles that day.
Yes. And
we were done driving by 3:30.
Our goal is usually never
150 miles a day.
Yes, and never to get onto interstate. But there are only a few places to cross the Mississippi River into Missouri. And one of them happens to be like a spur, I-155.
Yep.
And we had to take it. It was just for a little bit. It was also Highway 412. They were.
Let's go with 412.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just stick it. It was 412.
It was 412.
We didn't get on interstate.
And we made it into Missouri and really didn't have an eventful time, thank goodness.
It did start sleeting, spitting rain around Kabul.
Yeah. We went from perfect weather to
56 degrees and sunny when we left Tennessee to, oh my gosh, there's the cold front coming in.
You could see it right there. But we got back to family in Springfield because we're having our family dinner for Thanksgiving and everything. And I have my sister-in-law from Chicago in town.
Yay.
And so we got there earlier than they anticipated us being there.
Yeah, I was ready to take a nap because I just got done watching the movie.
About 3:30 in the afternoon. And we were done driving. So
I was done. Drove 3 days worth in one day.
We took 5 weeks to get to Overland Expo.
Yeah.
We stayed at Overland Expo for about a week, and then it took us a week.
Tuesday through Sunday. Yeah.
It took us about a week to get home.
Yeah.
That was fast and furious to get home.
That was still too fast. Too fast.
Too fast. My dad said, "Well, you finally decided to come home?"
Yeah. I guess.
Well, it was a fun time.
It was.
And
looking forward to the next one.
The only thing that we need to update folks on is there's this funny noise coming from your floorboard. What is that? It's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
That's the noise it makes.
Yes.
I think it is the brake booster.
What is a brake booster? It boosts the brake.
There you go. You self-explanatory. That's for power brakes.
Okay. We seem to have brakes all through.
You can have brakes, but I think there's a little piece of rubber that's off down there. Haven't really officially stuck my head under there, but to kind of glance at it.
Mm-hmm.
But until you get my feet and hold them up in the air while I stick my head in the floorboard.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a further diagnosis of the situation.
Overall, through the whole trip, there were no mechanical issues.
No hiccups. And we drove like that from North Carolina to home.
Yeah, because going out there, that noise wasn't there.
No, I noticed it around Cathy's Creek area.
It was not nearly as loud as when we were traveling yesterday.
Now it is really noisy.
Yeah.
So that'll be for a future video-ish.
Yeah. We'll report on that later.
Yeah. Get back with you.
And did we learn anything on this trip?
Yes.
What did we learn?
You need to go slower.
Go slow.
Yep. Dedicated work days.
Yep.
Take more photos and videos. That's not a question. That's an attack.
It sounded like a question.
Take more photos and videos.
Also, when we're not packing, or when we are packing, don't put anything on the outside of the Jeep. Always put it in the driver or the passenger seat. And I think that's about it. Yep. We had a successful trip.
Always do a walk around before you head out.
Mm-hmm. We had a successful trip. And to watch videos of the trip and some day trips, be sure to subscribe to YouTube channel. Been there doing that. And if you need a quick link, it's on our website, as well as
BeenThereDoingThat.com,
as well as
Instagram.
Your Instagram channel, where you get more up-to-date pictures of what's going on.
Fast and Furious, and got to know what's going to happen right now.
If you have any comments or want to drop us a note, email us at podcast@BeenThereDoingThat.com. And I think that'll wrap us up. Until next time.
We'll catch you later.